Episode 8, Prescribe, the final step of AMP. Assess, match, and prescribe. Let's go.
1, 2,
3, 4. I wanted to do physio for a long time. I never went to a physio, fun fact, until I was probably 20, studied in the UK, and I came back because I wanted to be back with family, and then I didn't have a job, and I couldn't work because my license doesn't transfer yet. I had to go through this whole rigmarole of getting everything done with tests and stuff. And then I ran by Run As You Are, and it looked really nice. And I was like, let's just go in and say hi, and maybe I'll meet somebody. And then Wyatt, run specialist, he was at the front desk at the time, and I was like, are you guys hiring? And he was like, I don't know, email. And I said, okay, and that was how it happened. Yeah.
No, I did not just say, I don't know, email.
Yeah, I wanted to do anything that was going to be like physio-esque while I waited to be a physio, because I had to wait for that licensing stuff. So this was kind of awesome because it made me like put a lot of energy in coming up with exercises and how they could help somebody. So that actually was the perfect challenge for me. So it wasn't what I expected, but it turned out to be what I needed. The best way to picture what Prescribe is the final pillar of like a physio journey you would have with anybody in a clinic regardless. So you have somebody look at you have somebody assess to make sure you're moving right, and Prescribe is the portion where you get to give people the exercises, the homework basically, or the fun part, as I like to call it. While you're away in Mexico, we noticed you weren't doing any of your exercises, so I'm coming back to do a little one-to-one, totally normal.
I think I've never had physio come over.
We have a release exercise for her tib ant, if you can see that little ball in there. And then she's got some full body mobility, which will be great. That's a very common conversation amongst physiotherapy is patient adherence. It's super fair. It's sometimes the problem with physio exercises is they're kind of boring, but whereas the Run As You Are exercises, there are the ones that are fundamental, the ones that are quote unquote boring, but there are ones that are really fun and they're different, and I think that's the part that I really like about these ones that we came up with as a team. But it's important to do because if you build up that foundation of strength or build that foundation of flexibility / mobility, and you build and put that all into your dynamic movement and your coordination, that really helps to increase your performance as a runner. But you have to have all that and then get onto the pavement, and you can't just do one or the other. And it gives you sets and reps. We can customize these as well. It gives you information of what equipment you need, and it gives you a starting position with the photo to show you what it looks like, the movement position, what it looks like during the movement, and then additional details as well as to what you have to focus on and things you have to know. So the tech team did such a good job.
You kind of forget, at least I forget. Life gets busy and you forget to do your exercises until you're like, something hurts, or like, oh gosh, my run didn't feel great. And then you're like, oh, I forgot to do my exercises.
So coming up with all these was a big task. Nick, as he's already previously mentioned in these episodes, he wanted so many, and I was like, Nick, there's only like a certain amount that like exist in the world, and he was like, yeah, but make more. So the first sphere we're going to tackle is going to be your mobility sphere. This is a good one that we're going to be doing. You can do this every day, but aim for about 5 days a week of this exercise. And as we work through some of the repetitions, I'll see how many that seems like to be a good fit for you. Okay. Sound good? And then just rock back towards that back heel. Good. Hold it there for about 2 to 3 once you feel that stretch. Lionel's a big runner. He tackles a lot of kilometers in the week. And what he's noticed is he started to develop a little bit of an overuse injury through all the kilometers he was getting. And he took some time off, which was great. So now he's looking to get back into it, and he's just noticing that groin's a little bit tight. So by working on the mobility here, if we're in this position, we're actually going to be getting 2 planes of motion, which is fantastic because running you get all 3 planes of motion as you go through your running gait. So with this position, we're getting a little bit of a frontal stretch, but then also getting some of that transverse too, which is awesome. So your left leg is going to be the one we're working on. So the left leg is going to be down. Your hands can go whatever position you like. Because it's a balancing movement, if you can put it on your hips, great. If you need to be out in space just to kind of keep steady, you can, but preferably on your hips. You're going to lift your knee up on that right side. You're going to
kick out until your leg is straight, and then you're gonna come back to neutral and then come back down. Okay. So for this one, because all that balance is gonna be on that left side, and you're gonna be really challenging out on that far kick out, you're gonna feel a little bit of lengthening coming in that groin. And as you activate that groin to come back to neutral, you're getting some of that activation as well as that stability to bring you back down. Nice. And then come all the way in. And then come down. Let your body naturally fall towards that left side, but keep that control and then use that stability in that groin once it's lengthened to bring you back to neutral. There's some movements that are kind of well known in the physio world, which is awesome. And there's some that we've kind of adapted to meet our bounce absorb needs. This is one of those ones that's been around the block in the physio world, but what we've tried to do is help with our language and prescribing it to think about that bounce activation. So that groin being that inner thigh muscle that helps with that bounce movement. We want to try to make Lionel think as he's going through the activation to know that he's kind of activating that groin group. So for that one, because it's a strength focused one, but it's one of those ones that's lighter weight, we're working on that endurance for that musculature. We're gonna be going for about 15 repetitions of that. So we wanna do 15 per leg, so go for a total of 30. Then you're gonna repeat that 3 times.
Okay.
All good?
Yes.
Do you have any questions on that one?
Nope.
No? Fantastic. Well done, high five. Bam. We actually had something really exciting today. My partner and I got tickets to Taylor Swift today. This is genuine, and we're very excited. We're trying to keep her cool about it.